G'day, Growsmarters. Welcome to this first Growsmart Entrepreneurship Competition seminar. Yes, we would love to have had you in a room and have a chat to you face to face, but we've learned to work with technology, and I'm sure you're already doing quite a bit of work with technology. And so that's going to be part of what we're going to be doing today, is to bring technology to you and to see how you are going to use that technology in order to develop your business. We've spoken about the issue and the importance of entrepreneurship. And today we're going to take you through some steps that is going to help you to establish that business of yours. We've seen with COVID-19 how important entrepreneurship has become. Members of our community, perhaps members of your family, have become unemployed. And so what do people need to do to make ends meet? How do they get to sustain themselves? And they can only do that by establishing either a service or a business that will generate funding for themselves as a family, but also perhaps to develop themselves in terms of becoming business people. And we're putting you on that path today, and I'm sure you've already started at your school in terms of establishing your business so that you can become those business partners going forward. Right, Growsmarters, now that we've completed with the introduction, and I'm sure you're all ready to go, let's have a look at this very important document. Now, I'm sure the Growsmart team has already dropped off all of these workbooks for you at your school, and that you're already working through this very important bit of information. Because what we're going to do as our next step is to work through important parts of this particular workbook and to set you onto that path of making sure that you have all the information for you to win the competition, because that is why we are here. So the Entrepreneurship Workbook has some very important information in it for you. On page 1, we're basically setting out for you the importance of being an entrepreneur and what you require in order to establish a business. And then there are a number of other pieces in this workbook that is going to help you on that particular path. But today I want to focus on very specific items in this workbook. So I'm going to ask you to go to page 6 at some point, but page 6 in your workbook speaks to the issue of doing market research. So what is market research? Firstly, let us talk about the word market, and let us talk about the word research. And I'm sure all of you have heard these two words. Market could be going to the market to buy something. You've all been to a craft market, I'm sure. Muizenberg, there's a craft market. You go to Milverton, there's a craft market. I'm sure your parents have taken you there and the teachers have already been there. So that is what we're talking about when we're talking about a market. But we're going to talk through that market in terms of how it feeds into our entrepreneurship discussion. And then, of course, research. So what does research say to you as a young person? It is to go and find out, what do I need to know? So when we're talking about market research, we're talking about finding out, where am I going to sell my business, my product, or my service? So I need to go and do market research. I need to go and find out. Let's look at an example. Remember, in our Growsmart newspaper, edition 1, we spoke about the issue of Cheesetopia, right? The pizzas. So you all know the pizzas. So let's take the pizza as an example. How am I going to do market research if I want to establish a pizza parlor, let's say at my school or in my community? Firstly, I need to establish, are there other people selling pizzas? And if there are other people selling pizzas, what is going to be different about my pizza so that people come to me and not go to the other person selling pizzas? Or if I have a service, if I am washing cars, are there other people in the community washing cars? So it is important when I do market research, it is to find out information about my service, whether people would want my service, or if I'm doing a product, whether people would want to purchase my product. And that is what market research is about, is to know where am I going to develop my business. I can't develop a business of pizzas if there are 10 other people selling pizzas in my community. There's only 500 people that live in my community, but there are 10 pizza parlors. It's going to be difficult. So I need to know, what does the community want? What is that is lacking in my community, where I can bring my product into being, where I can sell my product or my service. So while you're thinking about that business, it becomes important that you do your market research. And I'm sure you already, in your team, with 3 people, all probably living close by or maybe far apart, you would be able to establish what's happening in your community. What are the ideas that you guys have put together in order to come up with a business? Whether it is that service or whether it is a product. And I'm sure you by now you know what the difference is between the service and the product. Service is where you're giving your labor, where you're working. The product is where you are producing a commodity, something that you are going to sell in terms of people buying it, an item from you. So market research is the very important part of this particular process. Okay, Growsmarters, now we're turning to page 8 and 9 in our learner workbook. And on that page, we're talking about the SWOT analysis. So what does that mean? S-W-O-T, SWOT. The S stands for strengths. And I'm not talking about your muscle strength. I'm talking about your strength in terms of your teamwork. That is a strength. There are 3 of you in a team, and what do each of you bring to that team in order to create that strength that you want? How are we going to work together? What are we going to plan? How are we going to take what we have and move it forward in terms of developing our business? So the strength is not all about muscle, but how are we going to muscle the conversation that we're going to have with adults and other learners in order to buy our product or our service. The W, what does the W mean? The W talks about weaknesses. Do we have weaknesses? What is the weakness in our team? Perhaps it could be about somebody being shy to speak to other people. That is a weakness. Is that a weakness of your team? Then how are we going to improve on that weakness? So when we're talking about the SWOT analysis, we're looking at all of these items that affects what we do in developing our business. And so we talk about the O. And what does the O mean? The O talks about opportunity. And we have created this beautiful opportunity for you. So what are the opportunities? Let's go back to our product or our service that we're going to be providing. It could be Cheesetopia, selling our pizzas. And the question to you is, what opportunity are we creating in terms of selling our pizza? We could be talking about the tuck shop not having pizzas on sale. So that creates an opportunity because we know our learners love pizza. Sure, every weekend somebody's having a pizza, so why not bring it into the school? So you're creating an opportunity that has not been there before in terms of developing our business. And then of course, what are the other issues that affect us? We're talking about the T, and the T talks about the threats to our business. And what are the threats that we are making reference to? The threat could be that we don't have an oven in our school tuck shop. So that is a bit of a threat. Maybe we need to get an oven. It could be that the learners don't like our pizza. That is a threat to our business. Or it could be that we are too expensive, that the learners don't have the funds to be able to purchase that slice of pizza that we want to sell. So some of those are the threats that we are making reference to in terms of our business. So it does become important for you to be able to do a SWOT analysis in terms of understanding what are our strengths, what are our weaknesses, what are the opportunities that are available to us, and what is going to threaten our business in terms of developing to a profitable entity. Okay, so you've done the market research, you've done the SWOT analysis. So what is it that you are going to run your business on? Is it a product or is it a service? Have you made that decision? With the three of you coming together and talking about it, with good support from your mentor, your teacher, it becomes important that you make a decision so that you can begin to act on that particular decision. The decision, what is our business going to be? Now remember, we've given you in your workbook a whole host of ideas of what type of business you can establish or what kind of service you can establish. Have you looked at it? Are you looking at establishing a gym at your school? Are you looking to develop a new food product? Are you looking to do some arts and crafts or fashion? Maybe there's a fashion item that you have that you guys have looked at. Are you looking to develop a whole new book range or an online activity? These are all the ideas that we have presented to you. We've given you some of these ideas, but there's nothing stopping you from having your own idea. Why not have your own idea? Why not come up with your own business plan, with your own business idea? Again, make the decision in terms of product or service. And remember, that is going to be based on the market research that you have done. And so let's look at one or two examples. We can be talking about the service. What is happening at your school, in the tuck shop, as an example? Do they sell Gatsby's in your tuck shop? And if they're not selling a Gatsby, and I'm not saying necessarily a whole Gatsby, maybe you could get a slice of a Gatsby. Maybe that is something that nobody's thought about to have in your tuck shop. So let's investigate that. And maybe that could be the product. Or it is very expensive for people to go to a gym. Virgin Active, Planet Fitness, these are very expensive places to go to. But perhaps you can purchase some physical education activities and products, and you can develop a gym at school for the learners, perhaps for the parents. If you get somebody to manage it for you, to assist you with the management of it, you could run a gym at school. So those are two simple examples of you, one, providing a product, which would be a slice of a Gatsby, or you could be providing a service, a gymnasium at school. Wow. Isn't that something that can happen? I'm just thinking about it. Maybe I should do that myself so that I can generate some income. You can charge people. They're going to be in the gym for an hour. They can pay a nominal fee. You make that decision of what is going to work for you. So it becomes important that you identify what your business is going to be. Now remember, we've done a few steps already. We've done the market research, we've done the SWOT analysis, and now we're deciding on whether we're having a product or whether we're having a service. And having decided on the product or service, we need to know what the target market is. Who is our target group? So I'm teaching you another term here, target market. Remember we spoke about market earlier? Now we're talking about a target market, meaning we're now going to be focused on a specific group of people that are going to purchase from us or they're going to use our services. So let's talk about that Gatsby, the slice of Gatsby. Who is our target market for that slice of Gatsby. Whilst we're at school, it means we need to be targeting the learners. And so what do the learners love? We need to establish that when we do our market research, right? So our target market, as far as the Gatsby is concerned, the slice of the Gatsby is concerned, are our learners. And is it the boys? Is it the girls? Do the girls want to eat the Gatsby? What about the teachers? Maybe the teachers don't have to bring lunch to school and they can purchase a slice of our Gatsby. So we can include now our learners, we can include our teachers, and how about taking that after school and keeping the tuck shop open for our parents to come along. Maybe your parent doesn't have to cook, and so your parent can come to the school's tuck shop to come and purchase either whole Gatsby or half a Gatsby or a slice of the Gatsby. And so it becomes important that we know what our target market is. When we spoke about a service, we spoke about a gymnasium, and we said, so who's going to be wanting to use the gymnasium? Who is our target market? Again, it could be the learners of the school, or it could be the parents. And the parents are the guys with the money, so perhaps we need to attract the parents to come to the school. And what are we doing with that? We're not only providing a service, but we're making the school premises a hive of activity if we were to establish a gym. What about doing some outdoor gymnastics and aerobics? We could involve learners, we could involve the parents, and then we make the school a vibrant community activity. And that is also what we're looking to do with entrepreneurship. It creates the hub for people to come together. And so the target market becomes very important in terms of what we are looking at. Are we only looking at males? Are we only looking at females? Are we only looking at learners? Do we want to target the parents? That is when we talk about our target market. Now, having established a target market, people need to know what is the name of your business, by the way. And this is the very important part of it. Your business name is very important. People need to know. If we talk about, as an example, Virgin Active, what is important in that? Virgin was a company by an entrepreneur, was established. The active part immediately says to you, you're talking about fitness. Okay, you're an active individual. Planet Fitness talks about fitness, people wanting to get into that. So what are you going to use? Your pizza parlor or your slice of Gatsby? Let's think about the name. While you're sitting there and listening to me, let's write down a few names. Teachers, let's hear from you, whether you have a name for that slice of Gatsby. Slice of Gatsby, is that the name? No, it could be Gatsby Slice. How nice. Could be. Well, you decide. Also, I want you to write down a few names of a business idea that you have and what you would call that particular business name. The gym could be Fitness Hub, and the name of your school next to it, whatever, so that people know where they need to come to use your particular gym. So the name has to be catchy. The name needs to attract people. People need to know. If we're talking about that particular name, then we know exactly who the people are that are involved. And that is what we're looking at when you establish the name of your business. Okay, so having established your business name, you need to add a logo to that. Now remember, your business name needs to be catchy, but so must your logo. Your logo needs to be catchy, because putting those two together is what is going to put your business on the map. You all remember? You know that one? That could go with your fitness program. Who's that? Usain Bolt. Remember? So that particular image could be the one that you put as the logo for your business. But you decide on what that logo is. It is a very exciting and creative part of you establishing your business. The name is creative, and the logo that you put with that needs to be creative. And remember, when you're putting together a logo, it needs to go onto paper, it needs to go onto clothing, it needs to go onto packaging. So it cannot have too many colors, but it needs to be attractive so that people know they want that. You know Adidas, you know Nike. Nike just has the swoosh. So what are you going to have? You can't copy Nike, but perhaps you could do something similar to what Nike has if you're talking about a logo for your fitness activity. I'm quite looking forward to seeing what you will put together for a Gatsby slice. Eh? What is the logo going to be for that? That's going to be interesting because your Gatsby could be a bologna Gatsby, it could be a chicken Gatsby, it could be a steak Gatsby. And how are you going to tell people that these are all the items that you can get on the Gatsby that you are selling? So it becomes important when you're looking at that logo, it has to have something to do with food, because you can't have a Usain Bolt stand and sell Gatsby's, because that doesn't go together. Usain Bolt is about fitness and eating well. Gatsby is about eating well, but maybe too well. So we need to understand what those differences are. And so when you establish your logo, you need to know that that logo needs to be attractive. People want to have that. If it's going to go on clothing, is it going to stand out on your clothing? You see, I have a badge here. That is the Western Cape Education Department. It has a little logo that all the government departments need to use. It's not that attractive, but it works because it is a government institution. We're not selling anything. So understand the difference. When you're putting something together, it needs to be attractive and you want to wear it with pride. I am wearing it with pride because that's why I'm talking to you today. Okay, now that we've gone through this whole process, we know what the name of our business is, we know what product we're going to be selling, we've established a logo for our business. We also need to know where are we going to locate our business. When we spoke about the school tuck shop as an example, then we know it's a done deal. We at the school and we're going to be using the tuck shop. If we're looking at a fitness program or a fitness gym, then we want to use that at the school. We know exactly where that's going to be. But we can't have everything happening at the school, so perhaps we need to take our business off the school premises and place it somewhere in the community. Where are you going to establish your business? Does your parents have a garage that they would like to rent out to you, where you can establish your business? Depending on what business it is that you're going to have, you need to decide where you are going to locate your business. What you must also take into consideration is that your location of your business needs to be close to your target market. You cannot have a business that is not close to the target market, because then you're going to lose out. You need to know where the people are who are going to buy your product or your service. So your location is critically important in this process, so that people do not have to spend time and money to travel to your business to buy your product. It needs to be close to where the people are. And so the location becomes critically important. And then, just to wrap up on all of this, Growsmarters, we've done all of the groundwork in terms of establishing our business. What we need now to do is to begin to take that out and to sell whatever it is that we have established in our business, whether it be that product or that service, to our target market. And it becomes important for you to begin to understand the steps that we have taken you through this process today, and to begin to action those steps. And I'm saying action because an entrepreneur is somebody that is busy. An entrepreneur is somebody that is busy working on ideas, working on the products, working on the services. It is not someone that is sitting in an office and hoping that he or she is going to make money. Unfortunately, it doesn't work like that. We have to put our shoulders to the wheel in order to make our business a success. Which means once we have done all of that groundwork, we need to know when are we going to launch our business. And so I'm looking forward to you telling us when we need to come and visit you to the launch of your business. That is what I'm looking forward to you. So begin to look at the date and tell us when we can come and visit you to see the launch of your business. Until our next seminar, you go well, you action what we have spoken about today, and I'm looking forward to seeing the launch of your business. Thank you.